Good evening, everyone. We're going to be opening the Inlands, Wetlands, and Watercourse Commission for the Town of Trumbull for October 7th, 2025. I will ask our clerk, Colleen, to do a roll call if she would.
Richard Gerard,
Present.
John Loria,
Present.
Carmine DeFeo,
Present.
Rich Deacon,
Present.
David Verespi.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Greg Cernica,
Present.
Bob Frigno,
Present.
town staff, Tatiana Solove,
Here.
John Mayer,
Here.
Attorney Cordone.
I am here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. All right, as is the case, I'm going to go to our town attorney and ask him to give the legal aspects of doing a remote meeting, if you would, sir.
Sure, Mr. Chairman. As has been the practice of this commission, we are conducting the meeting virtually by telephone and over the internet, which is permitted under Connecticut law. The agenda and application materials and supporting items were posted on the town website in advance of tonight's meeting. I would ask members of the commission to please be acknowledged by the chairman prior to speaking. For those who are listening only by phone, we'd ask that you, for the benefit of those listening only by phone, that you identify yourselves prior to speaking. I'd ask the chair to make sure that all votes are by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. And lastly, I'd like to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded tonight.
Thank you, Counselor. All right, at this point, I'd like to have Greg make a motion to take items on the agenda out of order to do old business first, if you would, sir.
I make a motion, we handle.
You could say so moved if you want, Mr.
No, I was going to just say so moved. I'll get a second.
Okay, so moved.
All right, I need a second. Okay, seconded by David. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. All right, so let's see. Then on while we're at it here, application. What's your thought, Jim? Should I go to the plum tree application or just go to old business first? What are your thoughts?
I think both applications are being scheduled for other dates, so you could just do them in order.
All right. All right, so on application 25-10 and application 25-11, it's Amelia Ferry Sycamore Street. At this time, we're waiting on a response from the town's LEP. The applicant has agreed to an extension of time to continue the matter. Again, I would need a motion to continue the hearing to a meeting scheduled for Thursday, November 6th for applications 25-10 and 25-11.
Been 20 years. What's another month?
I'll make the motion.
So moved by Greg, seconded by? Okay, Rich, okay, all in favor?
Not voting.
Okay, and we have one extension, and that's John Loria. All right, on application 25-25, Plum Tree LLC. Last month, the commission voted to retain a third-party expert to review the application. Third-party report is still in process, and has not been received. So the commission and the public will have the benefit of reviewing this third-party report. The applicant has agreed to an extension of time to commence the public hearing in November. It is best that this special meeting be held in person at the town hall just for this application. Need a motion to commence the public hearing in person at Trumbull Town Hall Thursday, November 13th for application 25-25.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, I need to interject because I just want to make sure there isn't anyone from that applicant here, the applicant's representatives who wish to speak to that application tonight. Is there any representative on behalf of the applicant, Plum Tree 25 Plum Tree LLC? If you would raise your hand, please. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm not seeing that. I didn't anticipate that, but I just wanted to make sure. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Please proceed with your motion.
I always appreciate that you cover my back, believe me.
I try.
All right, so I need a so moved on it.
So moved.
Through the
Okay, so
chair.
moved by Rich and seconded by,
Mr. Chairman, could we just restate the motion again? I want to make sure we
Okay.
have.
We have a,
all right. Okay,
I have a question.
go ahead. Go ahead, David.
Are we waiting on a second opinion on the area near the road as well? In terms of wetland flagging?
That's for our expert to come in, and the problem
Okay.
is we haven't received a check for this gentleman yet.
Okay, I was just wanted to clarify whether it was review of the plans or including a review of their wetlands delineation.
Through the
Mr. Chair?
chair,
Go ahead, Tatiana.
just really quick to clarify, we have received a check, a payment for the third-party wetland scientist late last week, so we are processing a PO for them to engage to start their services.
This is for which number?
For Plumtree for the third-party wetland
Plumtree,
soil
okay.
scientist.
You're asking
Okay,
about
John,
just to be
you have
clear,
a,
just to be
Go ahead,
clear,
John.
Mr. Chairman, we're making a motion to move the date to November 13th, but we have not established a time for the meeting as of yet.
that will be determined and published. So
Yep.
I've
I
got
just
to
want
check
to have-
with, the issue, John, is I have to check with the commissioners and see what their time is. You know, we have some people work out of town, some people are still working, some people, you know. So
Okay.
I always like to check and make sure we all agree on a set time, all right? Okay, back to repeat on application 25-25 Plumtree LLC. Last month, the commission voted to retain a third-party expert to review the application. The third-party report is still in process and has not been received, so that the commission and the public will have the benefit of reviewing the third-party report. The applicant agreed to an extension of time to commence the public hearing in November. It has been determined that it's best that a special meeting be held in person at Town Hall just for this application. Motion to commence the public hearing in person at Trumbull Town Hall Thursday, November 13th for application 2525. Can I? So moved by Rich, seconded by,
I'll second that.
okay, by David. All in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. All right, at this point, we will go to new business and let's see. Application 25-31, Henry Pan. It's a permit approval for change of grade, plantings and removal of debris within a regulated area at 2017 Cashwell Road. And I know that John Mayer will be handling this, waiting to from Tatiana if there's anybody to speak for this application.
Yep, I've just promoted Jim McManus and the owner, Henry Penn.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. McManus, will you be speaking for the applicant?
The applicant will speak first and then I will take over.
All right, Mr. Pan, if you can identify yourself and give your address, please.
Hey, hello. My name is Henry Pan and the address is 207 Toshra Road.
Okay. If you can give us a quick overview.
So over the course of last year we cut some trees down after this big storm that came through, and we removed the debris and ultimately filled a good chunk of the property up front. And here we are with this committee, and we have not done anything since we received the notice. Other than we have seeded the front of the yard since, you know, we tried to retain the water so the silt doesn't wash away. But other than that, it has remained untouched.
All right. Would you like to go to Mr. McManus now?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim McManus. I'm a certified professional soil scientist with JMM Wetland Consulting Services, offices in Newtown. I originally
came to the site back in December of 2024, two different occasions. At that time was just to conduct a wetland delineation of the entire property. However, we do have, obviously a violation in the front, so we're just going to concentrate on that. So that's what I did. I delineated the entire property, which included the area, the subject area, what we're discussing now. And then subsequently, I put a couple reports together, a little soils report, and then on January 6, 2025, I hope you have in your packets, is a report I called a restoration plan. And that includes a little plan that has that shows where the plants are going to go. And we have a little table on what they were. Some red maples, and then 3 different native shrubs, berry producing native shrubs. So that's it. So that's what we did back in January. And now Henry just got a hold of me and we're here. So I'll answer what you can, what I can, and then we can discuss.
All right, before we go to the commission, John, do you want to give your overview? That's John Mayer, our town engineer. I'm sorry.
Yes. Well, I just wanted to point out that a recent development is that a neighboring owner has potentially been dumping some fill over onto this property. So you might notice that during our site walk. It's
Right,
not shown on this plan.
Yep. Thank you, Attorney. Mr. Chairman, I just got wind of that myself. I have not seen what has happened. But yes, that is an issue that we're presently dealing with.
All right, anything else, John?
Nope, just some violations and a remediation plan.
All right, thank you. Okay, opening it to the commission. Questions for Mr. McManus? Go ahead, Carmine.
On the section 2 of the application, number 19, material to be deposited, but you do not tell us how much is to be deposited.
Henry, you're gonna have to pick up on that, buddy.
So
If you don't know, we'll find the answer out. But if you kind of know what you're doing, then we'll just tell the commission.
we have the engineer, Steve Trinkus, and it's estimated to be 1,218 cubic yards.
And it's that sand soil mix?
That is what it looks to be, yes.
Okay, thank you.
One comment I will make, that during the delineation, it was we were able to, none of the fill was placed in the wetland in the wetland itself. We were able to determine that and flagged as such. No trees were removed in the actual wetland itself. It's just all within the upland review area.
Okay, any other
Yeah,
questions?
if I can continue, how many trees were taken down?
We are not exactly sure, but we estimate 40 or 50 trees.
And what size were these trees?
Most of the trees that were taken down were from the storm, and I would estimate on average the trees were about 1 foot to 16 inches in diameter.
I would also, no, I didn't see the site, prior to the violation. However, the wetland does have considerable shade. So, I mean, there is a buffer of non-disturbed area, if you will, between the current activity or the recent activity and the actual wetland itself. So it wasn't clear cut it to the wetland boundary, is what I'm trying to say.
Question for John Mayer. Site plan, do we have any of that noted as to the trees that were cut, locations?
Yes, it is shown on Steve Trinkus's plan.
I guess question, you feel it's fairly accurate? Is he saying around
It-
40 trees? So, all
It's hard to say. I mean, it's a lot of stumps.
right. All right, thank you, John. Okay. Other commissioners?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, David.
Mr. McManus, I see there was, on the survey, there was a 2011 wetlands limit line from Archimone that showed those wetlands extending much farther up into the property as opposed to your wetlands delineation. How do you account for a rather large discrepancy or variation between the wetlands flagging then and the wetlands flagging now?
I can't answer that because I mean, I can answer what I did, and which was it was very stony, not a very it was a very it wasn't an easy boundary to determine because it was so stony. However, it's just life. We figure it out. And so what you see on my plan is the soils that I found. I found an obvious boundary between wetlands and uplands. That's all I can say. Now, if there's another, I mean, did he show a separation of any sort, or did his boundary just went further up? Now, I can tell you that if you go out into the landscape, well,
we will be doing a site walk.
I do it every day, so it's hard to. But I mean, to an untrained eye, sometimes I mean, areas outside of my wetland flags you might question, like, oh, that looks interesting, but when you dig into it, it doesn't meet the definition. So whether that individual wasn't able to dig through the stones or didn't wanna, I have no idea. I just know what I found, and that's what I delineated.
All right. I've been on plenty of sites where I've looked at it and said, yeah, you should do a couple more tests there because that looks questionable and
Right.
It doesn't prove out. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, the good thing was that we were able to dig. We didn't have to go. We didn't butt up against the fill. We came to the decision that that's definitely uplands. This is definitely wetlands. Let's hang our flag here. So the good thing to me is that we weren't butting up against fill. And boy, I'm wondering if because our hand tools aren't going to dig through it and get a solid answer. But we didn't have to do that, which is good because that doesn't always happen, as you probably have witnessed over the years.
Right.
So we're confident that what you see on our plans and what you see on the site plans is what we came up with. Does anybody know when that delineation was conducted?
2011.
And who did it? Do we know?
Otto Thiel. And I would like to add to that. So before we hired Jim McManus.
For the record, it's the applicant speaking. Go ahead.
So before we hired Jim McManus, we hired Otto Thiel to come out and reflag the locations. The flags that were up did reflect pretty similarly, with a discrepancy maybe of a couple feet with what Jim McManus has flagged. But after a while, we were unable to reach Otto Thiel. So therefore, we hired Jim McManus to continue the work.
And unfortunately, I wasn't agreeing with what Otto was doing. Unfortunately, Otto was having some issues. I'm not sure if he was having them on this site, but he's having some issues. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just telling you that Otto's not doing as well as we want to see him. However, I'm willing to do a site walk with you folks if you need me to attend. I can and show you what I did.
Shifting gears to the planting plan that someone prepared. I'm assuming that was you, Jim.
Yeah, it's one of my folks here put that together under, I obviously know what he did, but yes, I didn't personally do it. Yeah.
Generally this commission has looked for a buffer planting of shrubs in an alternating row, 5 foot on center. This seems to be at 30 scale. These plants are about 10 foot on center, which certainly is a lot farther apart than we would typically like to see. And generally, in a violation situation where people have cut down significant number of trees, there's an equation that we look to, and Mr. Gerard, our chairperson, can get to that. But we'd also like to see a little bit more variation in the species selection, particularly another variety or two of trees, shade tree, maybe something more in the intermediate understory tree size, being, your like shadblow, some larger pieces like that. And of course, you've got some stuff in here on the smaller side with the cornus the lindera I would put as sort of an understory, and the blueberry. Things like the clethra would also be very appropriate here. Another variety of viburnum, things along those lines that are going to give us a little bit more variety in the plantings and a little bit denser planting to create a continuous buffer along the wetlands limit line here.
Yep.
And, we would probably be looking for demarcation of the wetlands with some sort of boulders or fencing and placing of our placards along that delineation so that, we don't end up back in this situation a few years from now. But we are definitely going to be walking this. I drove by the site the other day and it kind of looked like the surface of the moon. I was like, what on earth happened here? But that was just casually driving around town, not looking for anything in particular. All right.
Yep, I hear you with the shrubs. I mean, everything that we picked is growing there today.
Okay. What is going on with I see an aerial photograph here. What is going on with all the debris around the property? Is that cleaned up? Is it stabilized, Mr. Pan?
I mean, we are cleaning it up as we speak. We removed a good chunk of the debris that was the branches, and the logs are still there, but the branches are mostly removed.
Well, I'm looking at Mr. McManus's planting plan, which is an aerial shot, I'm assuming taken by a drone. And there's construction debris all over the property. And are you renovating the house or?
Yeah, we do construction ourselves. I mean, we have a couple tents out back and have stuff, but we've been moving it into the tents and cleaning it up. When McManus was there at that time, we were moving from another home to this home. In the time being, there was a lot of stuff out in the yard, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like construction debris. I'm just curious as to the status of the property when we get there.
Understood.
Okay, that's it for me for tonight or for the moment.
All right, thank you. Anyone else from the commission?
This is Greg
Go
Cernica.
ahead, Greg. Go ahead, Greg.
I just wanted to echo what Commissioner Gillespie just said. I'm not sure if the applicant understood that on the planting plan, he offered for some plant changes, but the demarcation, we would like to see whether you want to use boulders or some sort of pillars, wooden pillars, but we are definitely going to look for the wetlands where those flags are, some demarcation on the plans for next month. I'm
I
not
would
sure
like
if
to
that was.
ask the commission. We've been having an ongoing issue with 189 to retain their material on their side, which also butts up against our wetlands on our side. Is there anything that we can do, like put up a fence or something that can clearly specify that this is our property and this is the wetlands, to not cross it? Because we have staked this out twice. And every time they kind of get a little hairy with where the line is. They have, as of recent, they have removed one of the stakes, which delineated where our property line is.
The only thing I would say, yep, the only thing I would say about that, Mr. Chairman, is we would have to amend our permit because some of the fence posts for that fence would be in a regulated area and certainly within the 100-foot upper review area.
All right, I'm going to go to Tatiana for a moment. It's my understanding from previous discussion, isn't 189 under a violation also?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. That's what John alluded to earlier. It is a separate property, separate violation. However, what the applicant is looking to do is protect his wetlands and property going forward. So a fence could be a good solution. I know Mr. Verespi was looking for boulders, so whatever the commission sees as an appropriate demarcation and also protection of wetlands could serve both properties well in the future.
Yeah, Mr. Pan has no interest in going toward 189's property boundary. That's within the wetlands. We're going to demarcate, obviously, the side of the wetland that's closest to any development or the current violation. The fence would be just a demarcation to say, hey, this is my property and please don't go on it. The 189's is I don't know what he's doing because I haven't seen it yet. It looks like I need to make a site visit.
The reason I brought that up is that when we're out walking 207, I think we'll also check out 189 at the same time during the walk to see exactly what's happening there also. All right, are there any?
Mr. Pan, I do believe, and Mr. Cordone can chime in on this as well. I do believe it is illegal to remove a survey marker once it's in place.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's a problem.
So
and that includes my wetland boundary flags. Now, sometimes they can disappear for various reasons, but if he's pulling stuff down, that's a problem.
Right. I don't know what the recourse is on that. But if it's an issue, it is, they should not be taking those things down. It's illegal.
Good. I mean, I have spoken to a land use lawyer, and if the cost of remediation and may not be as much as the lawyer fee, so it's kind of like it's not a win-win for me. So my best bet is to spend some money to protect this from happening in the future. And I mean, I know over time they have a tight lot. They're gonna push leaves over. They're gonna do what they gotta do to save money and time. And I mean, I understand that their driveways is extremely tight. But we marked this out well before Jim McManus has come. And then while Jim McManus was on site, within that time period, they have removed that stake, both of them. We had 2 stakes. And then we had them come back out to market before Steve Trinkus came. And as of recently, they've removed it, filling little bit past the line.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I would question, I mean, the wetland boundary extends onto 189. As you can see from my wetland boundary, I stopped it at the property boundary. Now, I don't know how far onto their land it goes, but hopefully they've hired somebody to kind of ascertain exactly where their regulated areas are.
All right, well, when we go to do the walk, either try to put the stakes back up or designate them and let Mr. McManus know where they should be located. So we can kind of determine what we're looking at between the 2 properties. All right.
For reference, the current stake, there's 1 stake in the front corner of their property, which is with a wooden stake with a pink flag on it. And then I carried a line the other day to see how far they're over. And there's a boulder wall that starts about halfway up their property that you can kind of eyeball and see where the property line is.
All right. Oh, when we're on site, we'll be able to determine that.
Right.
Are there any other questions from the commission? Okay, John, you're good? John Mayer, I'm talking now.
Yes, I'm all set.
All right. So if that be, we will notify you as to when we're going to be doing the walk. All right?
Mr. Chairman, would you like me to be on the walk?
I would say it would be beneficial to you and to us. This way we can get a, better idea of what we're looking at, especially where there seems to be a difference between what Otto found and what you're, finding. So,
Yep.
all right,
Very
Through the
good.
chair,
go
Through the
ahead,
chair.
Carmine, go ahead.
is there anything else that we need to have staked besides the wetland flags? I don't think there
I'm
is,
hoping the
but I'm
wetland
just
flags are
asking.
still present. They hope, but Henry, if they're not, we need to get those back out there.
From what I see, you tagged them with pink and
Pink and blue
and they're
tied together, just
tied
survey
together.
ribbon tape, and they've been surveyed because there's a plan. But if they're not visible in the field, we need to.
I do see them out there in the field.
Okay, that's we need to be able. The commission needs to be able to follow along so they can.
Yeah.
We can chat about what we're seeing and what we're doing and where everything lays out. So that's the importance of that.
I'll go out there later this week and I'll check the numbers and make sure that we have them all in a row.
Yep, because they're gonna want to look at those.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Carmine. All right, are we good? If that be the case, then we'll move on to the next application. I thank you, Mr. Pan and Mr. McManus.
Thank you. Good night now.
Good night.
All right, we'll see you in several weeks.
Yep.
All right, application 25-34, Suzanne Tyler. Permit approval for an addition, deck, shed, pool, and removal of 6 trees within a regulated area at 38 Clover Hill Road.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. This is Manny Silva from Rose Tizo and Company, 35 Brentwood Avenue in Fairfield, Connecticut. As the Chairman said, the application is for 38 Clover Hill Road, as you can see here on the screen. And the applicant is requesting that number one, they have, I guess, a flagged wetland here in an existing lawn area in their backyard. They're requesting the removal of some trees, which are here. They're called out, and the ones that are pointed out here are the ones that they request to be removed. There is an existing 2-story single-family dwelling here, and there was a deck, or there is a deck here in the back. Part of that deck is going to be converted to an addition, 427 square foot addition, and then a new deck would be constructed behind that. And then the applicant is also requesting an above ground pool here in this area, and a 10 by 16 shed here behind the driveway. Currently, the property kind of looks like this. Hopefully you can see that. They have some pine trees here in the front driveway, and then the trees that are looking to be are here in this area where they will be removed. There's an open area here back in the backyard. Currently there is a fenced off area kind of to have a delineation to the wetlands, but I don't think it was done on purpose. It's just that they have a fence back here that kind of cuts across the backyard, and like I said, the wetland line kind of zigzags through here and here. What it is that there is a low spot here that then drains through an easement and a pipe along the side here. There's an inlet here that comes out to a series of catch basins in the road, and then that crosses the street. I believe in this underneath in some pipes in this road, and then discharges off into this wooded area. The design is to mitigate stormwater and to the wetland area that that where the water currently discharges to. So what we have is a stormwater gallery system where our new roof leaders will attach or connect to. That will be 8 lineal feet of 2x4 galleries, and that will essentially mitigate any increase in peak runoff to the site or to the wetland area in the back, and to disconnect that stormwater from the town system, I want to say, in quotes. And we reduced the discharge from the 2 to the 25-year storm. As you can see here, this is the existing condition, and this is what it is after the 2-year storm were reduced up in, from the 2 to 10, 2 to 25. And then we have compliance with the water quality volume. We would be required to have about 44 cubic feet of storage, and we are providing 94 cubic feet of storage. I think that's essentially the application. And if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
All right, I'm going to go to John Mayer first. If you can give us your overview, John.
Sure. So we reviewed the drainage plan that was submitted. The only outstanding comment we still have is that the proposed addition has a new footing drains that are being proposed to be tied into existing footing drains. And we're still not totally, it's not totally clear where those existing drains discharge. So maybe that can be shown.
All right.
And then the other thing is that the fence that's shown in the plan, to me, it looks like that fence is relatively new, within the last 5 years. I can't see it on any older aerial photos. So just
What type of
know.
fence, John?
the
Is it?
it
Is it
looks
wood?
like
Is
it looks like a
it-
chain link to me.
Mr. Manna,
Maybe I'm wrong.
Mr. Silver, rather, is it used to contain a dog, you think, or?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, as you can see here, it's like a metal picket black fence.
All right.
As you can see here. As to the history of it, I looked back in the old aerials, which you can do here. And you could kind of see, I don't know, there was the backyard was way open in 1991, and then it kind of filled in over the years. As far as the fence went in, it wasn't there in 2010. It doesn't look like it was there in 2012. I can't really tell. No fence there.
Okay.
No fence in 16. Maybe there's one there now in 19. I'm not sure. That one's a little blurry, but yeah, 2020 doesn't look like there's one there. And it looks like 2022, possibly somewhere between 2020 and 2022. Again, it's just to keep, like the commissioner said, it's just kind of just to close off the backyard in some kind of area. Probably, like you said, to keep their dogs from roaming around the neighborhood. But it's a metal, metal vertical slat fence.
Okay. And perhaps just the application can be revised to include that.
Sure.
When we walk this, would you be available to be there?
Yeah, either me or the owner. Sure.
right.
I can definitely just let me know when the walkthrough is, and we'll go and take a look.
All right, then I'm going to jump to John Loria for a moment. John, you want to give what you'd like to see marked here? As you always do that.
So we're putting on an addition, right? Let me just go back and. So can we mark out the corners of where the addition is gonna be in the deck?
Sure. The deck currently is right here. It'll be pretty easy. The deck's currently right here, and then about 12 to 13 feet off is where the extent of the new deck will be, and the addition is over the existing deck for the most part.
Okay, so could we put 2 stakes at the ends of that deck there? Yes, and on the other corner? Okay.
Mhm.
We got some other, where's this shed that's gonna be located now?
The shed will be off on the end of the existing driveway. So there's
That's still in the upland review area?
it's still in the upland, correct. It's still in the upland review area. It's just not
Yeah.
it's not in.
Why don't we mark them all? The shed, the pool, and put a ribbon that would designate the 6 trees that we're gonna remove.
Okay. I'm just kind of just for my own notes. And then as far as the footing drains, I believe they come from this corner of the house, and then there may be an outfall of some sort here, but I haven't found it. But right here prior to the inlet, but I'll investigate that before the walkthrough.
Thank you, John.
Yep, and where's the pool now?
It's right here.
Ah, it's a nice round, okay, it's not a stockpile. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Through the chair.
Commissioners, is that David? Oh, no, or Carmine, I couldn't see.
That was me, I think.
Okay, go ahead, David.
Go.
Go ahead, David.
No, you can go ahead.
No,
What are we doing? Age before beauty, let's go, one or the other, you know?
All right. I don't see any mitigation plantings on this plan. Typically, we would look for some sort of buffer between the proposed improvements and the wetland limit line, but there's already an ornamental metal fence that is enclosing or cutting through the wetlands. And I think maybe we might need to, on the site walk, figure out how we can sort of do some plantings to help mitigate this whole situation. It would be nice to help figure this out and have some mitigation planting here. I don't want to go and cut off a line halfway through the middle of the yard. I don't think that's necessarily appropriate, but there might be opportunities to increase the buffer plantings either along the side property line or more towards the back of the property beyond the ornamental metal fence. And that is my thoughts. And those plantings should be prepared by a licensed environmental professional, wetland soil scientist, landscape architect, or something of the sort, somebody licensed.
And native.
And native plantings.
All right, Carmine, you had a question?
I have a few questions. One is the 100-foot upland review, is that indicated on this drawing?
It's right along here, this line right
Okay.
here. I'll try to color it or something. It's right along here. So it's basically the whole most of the property, the house, everything is in it. It's just that it's just this piece of this front yard here that's not in the upland review
Okay.
area.
Was the fence there when the owner bought the property, or did she have install it?
That I don't have I don't have that answer. I don't know when she bought it, but I think it was, you know what, I could probably look it up. Hold on. Field card. When did she buy it? she bought it in 21,
21.
so yeah, sounds, it's around that time. Let's see. Yeah, because in 20 I don't see it, and then 22 you do. So it's probably, I could ask her, but it looks like she was the owner that did it. Yeah.
All right.
The other one is a technical nature for the application. It says the applicant's name is Suzanne Tyler, the owner's name is Suzanne Tyler, and the signature's on the bottom. The owner signed it. She signed it as the owner, but I don't know, is that you that signed it as the applicant?
Yeah, I probably signed it as the applicant just out of habit. I'm usually doing a lot of these applications for the owners, and I put myself as applicant, but I guess I filled it out as her as both, and then she signed it, and I signed it just out of habit.
Yeah, but up in the top, your information is not there. It's the applicant's name is there under, the owner's name is under the applicant's. Can we get a corrected application, please, for our records?
Yeah, I mean, the owner should be the app. I mean, in this case, could be the applicant.
No, well, this is it. Right now, you're contradicting yourself. You signed
Okay.
it as the applicant, but her name is up there as the applicant.
Okay.
That's a
I'll update it.
contradiction.
All right, he'll take care of it for the
Thank
next
you.
meeting. All right. Okay, other commissioners, any questions for the Mr. Silva?
This is Greg Cernica.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll ask this question of our engineering department, but it strikes me that this recharge, the Coltech gallery, seems small based on what's going on. What should be runoff should be captured based on the calculation? If I heard this, what are they doing? Just the house, the new addition that was over the old deck? Is that all that's being captured right now?
Correct, because the pool itself isn't counted as an impervious surface, even though it
Okay, what's the
covers
new
the ground.
deck? What's the new deck? That's 25 by 12. What is that made out of?
That's going to be made out of wood or composite, and it'll be water's allowed to go through it. So there is some, depending on what town you're in, some would consider that impervious area, some don't. I believe Trumbull does not,
Correct.
along with the pool. And so that's why this hatched area looks large, but the system is smaller, because really you're just capturing the addition on the house, which is 427 square feet.
Okay, and why do you have highlighted it says existing patio in the middle there, but then you highlight it and hash mark it?
That was a surveyor. I think it's because that's being removed.
So that's coming out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got the shed.
Yep.
All right. I'm sure our engineering guys will go through calculations, but it struck me as being undersized looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could see how that optics could mislead. Because again, the deck isn't really an impervious surface, and neither is the pool, because the pool kind of retains water on its own, right? I mean, if it rains, it holds that water until it gets to a point where it overflows. But in normal storm events, it's really going to hold that water and not discharge it, as runoff.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, normally somebody asks when we have the pool where the equipment's going, what type of pool it is.
So I think she added the pool last minute because they said go in for everything that you'd want in the future. It's nothing that she's looking to do right away. So it's an above ground pool. I think it's 18-foot diameter, and the equipment would just be some kind of filter and pump, kind of small thing on probably just on one side of it. It wouldn't be something like a in-ground pool would have, like a concrete pad or anything like that.
All right. All right. Carmine,
Through
Go
the
ahead.
chair,
go ahead.
me?
Yes, go ahead,
Yeah,
Carmine.
okay. that deck, is that a raised deck?
Yes, I mean, right now it has
No,
some
the new one.
Yeah, the new one will be a raised deck. It has some stairs to it.
Are those the stairs shown going off to the right?
Correct. It's these here.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments, questions from the commission?
To the chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
This question, are we going to need, it's an above ground pool, so obviously the restrictions are going to be different, but is there going to be need for dry well for any type of pumping offsite?
Is that a question for our engineer for for Mr. Silva, Rich?
For Mr. Silva?
I mean, normally I haven't done anything like that for an above ground pool. If there is some kind of thing that you guys would like to see, that can happen. But normally you draw down the pool when there's no when the chlorine is dissipated in it. You hope people do that. But we do have the gallery system that they could pump into if you would require that from them. Again, usually backwash and stuff like that for an above ground pool isn't that much. And towards the end of the season, you would hope they would make sure that all the chlorine in the water had dissipated before they start discharging it. Because you're not shocking your pool and doing all that stuff prior to closing it. So.
Okay, so they would be able to, the water would be safely and slowly dissipated into the watercourse?
Yeah, onto the ground. Usually if they had the filters here, they would set it to bypass and then shoot onto the grass, and then it would be onto the grass,
Okay, and that would be over the course of several days?
Yeah, a day or two, sure. It wouldn't be, this one's not that big. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other comments, questions? If not, we're going
to the chair.
Go ahead, John. John
Manny,
Mayer.
Manny, I think I heard you say the existing patio in the back is being removed. Can you just confirm that? Because that was.
Yeah, I'll confirm it. I'll confirm it. It's just I was just for the surveyor that sent me over the plans. He hatched it, and usually when he does that, it's because something's happening with it. And since it's there and there's nothing else shown on top of that, I think it's probably going to be removed. But I'll verify that.
Okay, because yeah, I don't think that was accounted for in your drainage report. Which I mean,
no,
is only
it's
in your
not. It's
favor,
not
but-
proposed. If anything, it's an existing one that's going to go away, so it wouldn't be accounted for either way.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't think that was mentioned. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
If we walk this in a couple weeks, Mr. Silva, can you do what was asked by Commissioner Loria? Make sure everything's marked, the trees are marked, and all that for us.
Yeah, I could definitely stake out those corners. I'll just show the center of the pool, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. That'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then and then we'll put some tape around or something around the trees, some flagging, survey flagging or something like that.
All right. There any other questions? Otherwise, we're moving on to the next application. We're good? All right, good night, Mr. Silva. Thank you.
No, I'm the next one too.
Oh, you okay?
Unfortunately.
Gee, we missed you.
Yeah.
Good, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch coming in through the hopper, so we're gonna see a lot of
There
each
you go.
other.
All right. Application 25-35. It's IGMAG or IMAG LLC. And Anatoly Gurvich. It's a permit approval for additional 24 paved parking spaces within a regulated area at 101 Merritt Boulevard.
Good evening. This is Manny Silva again from Rose Teasdale Company, 35 Brentwood Avenue, Fairfield, Connecticut, representing the applicant. So the current site is a office building site with, as you can see here on the screen. This is on the end of Merritt Boulevard, so it's
We
101
don't
Merritt
have you on
Boulevard.
the screen yet,
Oh,
Mr. Silva.
hold on. Yeah, I guess number 2. There you go. Sorry about that. So the again, this is on the end of Merritt Boulevard, right near at the intersection of Route 15 and Route 8. There's an existing office building here. I think it's 3 stories, and it has paved parking area around it. Recently, some of the due to the parking, I mean, the office building not being very successful at leasing space, the owner converted some of the regular parking spaces into trailer parking, and he's leasing those. They're all leased. And by doing that, it took his basically his parking ratio down to somewhere where it's not compliant with zoning. So the applicant needs to add a couple of more regular parking spaces so that he can be compliant with also the trailer parking being in place. The property is, I guess, there's a wetland that comes across here near the town. This is the town of Trumbull's pump station. There's some outlets from drainage from the industrial park that cut through the daycare center property here and then discharges back here, which creates a wetland that wraps around the property and along the embankment of the Merritt Parkway. And then that wetland or watercourse runs to a neighborhood to the east, and then that goes under Huntington Turnpike or Huntington Road, I forget which one it is, and into Stratford and into the Pumping Brook watershed. The applicant is asking to just pave this small area here to get some additional parking spaces. What we did to mitigate the stormwater was something that the DEP recommends, which is just have the water sheet flow into an infiltration swale to capture that water, which will then allow it to scrub the water a little bit and allow it to infiltrate, but then to further allow for some infiltration, we actually proposed 44 lineal feet of 2x4 gallery at the end of the infiltration trench. So the infiltration trench has some storage and it has some water quality benefits, and then the storage here also allows for infiltration into the ground. And then I have an overflow, which is a 2-inch pipe. So it's very small from the top of the gallery system into the existing catch basin, which then has an outfall into the wetland system. I don't anticipate any of this water really coming into the wetland system between the infiltration trench and the gallery system. I don't believe any water will be overflowing into that system, but again, we have to quantify it. So here's the calculations for the 2 to 25 year storm. Again, we have a reduction in all of them, and these calculations do not take into account any infiltration from the infiltration trench. We just modeled it as it just conveying that water from the infiltration trench to the gallery system, and then the gallery system does its thing from there. So these are very conservative numbers. Again, I don't see this discharging anything, and these numbers are pretty low on their own. The water quality volume, again, is met. We were required to have about 641 cubic feet of storage required, and we have about 919 cubic feet of storage from this small parking lot area. So if there's any questions, again, we're putting we're just adding some 6 needle pine trees as a screen for this new paved area. That's basically the application. So if there's any
Okay,
questions, I'd be
I
happy to.
understand that there were trees cut near the pump station.
Yeah, I guess that came about after the application, when we were preparing the application, that the owner had cut some trees down in this area back here behind the pump station for whatever reason. I don't know why. Hopefully, I mean, I really don't know. I really have no answer to that as to why. I just know that that's my understanding also, that behind here, I mean, I guess there was an opening, somewhat opening back here, but he cut down some additional trees back here behind the pump station, which is again on his property, but it's in the upland review area, and he shouldn't be doing that without consulting with this commission.
All right, would you be able to mark the trees off for us? Or
The
are
ones
they
that were
just
cut?
stumps? Yeah.
Okay,
Were
yeah,
they,
yeah,
were,
yeah,
I'm
we can do
assuming
that.
the stumps are still there?
I believe so.
right.
Again, I'll go out there and verify that and mark them off.
Because it was a mystery. I mean, he's so far away from the work he wanted to do. Well, we couldn't figure out why he was removing trees from there. So, all right, if you can designate that. John or Tatiana, who's going to speak on this now?
I can cover this.
All right,
And
Tatiana, if you would.
yeah, if you could please also mention any recent activities after the pump station clearing in the vicinity of the proposed parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, from what my understanding of it is that he was already anticipating doing this work and then started clearing some stuff that was in this area. As to what that was, I'll have to investigate that myself and figure out what was actually in that area. Let me try to get back to it. It doesn't
Mr.
look like there
Silva,
was.
has that been cleared and is that ready for paving or is it still raw?
No, I think it's. I'll defer to Tatiana, but from what I could tell, it was a lawn area. So, I mean, maybe some of these trees here by this, I don't know, there's a dumpster enclosure or no, generator enclosure maybe got removed. I mean, it happened so recently that I don't know. I'd have to go verify it myself.
All right.
Yeah, I guess we have to document a little bit better all the past activities because we keep communicating with the owner that really everything should be on the application before things are done. So we'd appreciate some cooperation in that regard. And I think the commission may comment on the proposed planting plan. I'm not sure if that's really up to their standards, but I just wanted to mention that. Has any test pits been done for the stormwater system?
Not new ones. We had some from this area here, but we'll have to do some new ones in this area. We didn't want to, add any insult to injury about, doing activity over there, but we can do them. We anticipate that the groundwater table will be somewhat high, just because of where the wetlands are. So that's why we did the low profile units. But based on the topography and what we've got out there, I think we should be somewhere around 36 inches. So if we use the 2x4s, I think we'll be okay. But again, we're using this infiltration trench, which is up by the surface. So, I mean, besides that, there's not much else we can do besides doing a open pond or something like that.
Do you think you might be able to do a couple of test pits before the next meeting in November? Just to
Sure.
make
I think
sure.
if he's been out there with equipment, so I could probably get him to do a couple, a test hole out here or around this area. Again, the site's got a lot of utilities in the ground, so we got to be careful. But I'll find a spot for us to dig one.
Okay, and is there any fill proposed in the FEMA floodway?
Is there any FEMA? So this floodway is a little bit odd, and I'll
I
tell you
know.
why. We went through this on the previous application with the daycare center. There is a floodway that shows bisecting the site, but that is probably due to flood study information that that is outdated.
I believe
So
the maps are being revised, but they have not been adopted yet. So unfortunately, we may have to kind of go by what's currently active.
yeah, I just spelled that. Yeah, so what we did is on that other site, we showed that
Double R, double T.
oh my God. So what Tatiana is it in the floodway though?
I'm not sure.
It gets
Maybe
close.
it's in a
It's
flood
not
zone.
in the floodway, but as you can see here, um, how this was modeled, it was modeled as if there was some kind of open brook or something that cut through these areas, which have been since the industrial park has been developed, were piped, right? A lot of this was piped, and in fact, this brook here got relocated to here. I think there's an outfall over here somewhere. And this one is the one that I spoke of before. It kind of runs in this parking lot, comes out to the side here, and then it goes along this area here. As Tatiana stated, that they've done a study out here to update these maps. They just haven't adopted them. So these floodway lines are incorrect. Is basically all I can say. They don't reflect what's in the field today. And that's because the map is representing something that was prior to the industrial park being built.
Yeah, maybe could you just look at it a little bit closer and make sure there's no fill proposed in
Mhm.
that way, as it currently stands?
Yeah, no, I don't believe there is. I mean,
Okay.
the parking lot expansion is actually a removal of some material because we're bringing it down 6 inches. But as you can see here, this arm that's in the floodway is kind of cuts through these generators, and it'd be like right here. So there would have to be a water course coming through this building, and that's just not the case. Um, again, it's a relocated. There's a this has all been piped and discharged, further down the line here. So there's effectively no floodway there. But I know jurisdictionally, floodway is like in here somewhere, and then we're working in this area here.
Oh, okay, that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Okay, for our walk, that will be staked out.
Yeah, we'll stake out the paved area that we're proposing, which is basically this right here. You see this grass?
Right.
And I'm guessing these trees are gone. That's what the trees that he cut down, I'm sure. And well, this is it here, and then you want me to mark off some of the stumps that happened back here, I believe.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Okay. Very good.
David, did you have a comment or anything, or do you want to think about this before we give thought to
Yes,
plantings?
through the chair.
Go ahead.
You know, we definitely need a proper planting plan with species, size, etc. Not really sure what a needle pine is.
Yeah.
I think it's something new to the industry, or it's
No,
a
the owner, it's just something the owner asked to put on there. I don't know. But we anticipated that you would want something from a wetland scientist or something like that.
right. And then the probably something as a low story shrub planting along right after the gravel before the pine trees would be certainly be appropriate. Tatiana, does this parking layout comply with the regulations? Because typically in a one-way circulation, you still need a fair parking backup distance greater than 12 feet. greater than a 12-foot aisle for even with a one-way circulation, 90-degree parking. Just confirm that that layout actually complies with the regulations, because it looks a little suspect to me.
Will do.
Okay, any other comments or questions from the commission?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Carmine.
I know it's not part of the application, but those truck storage area, is there any hazardous material being stored in those trailers?
I mean, I'll ask the owner, but I believe they're all empty. But I could definitely check with the owner.
I'd
The
appreciate
other
it.
question
Thank
I
you.
would have on that would be, trucks generally contribute a lot more pollutants, surface pollutants in terms of diesel and oil and grease and stuff there. And is there any accommodation for grease trap separator in this parking lot to capture that pollution?
My guess would be no, because the parking lot and the infrastructure was put in probably in the 70s. I don't know when the Merritt Boulevard, I can't remember when Merritt Boulevard Industrial Park was put in. But I'll look into it, but my guess would be no, it's everything's just directly connected into storm drainage, and then that goes straight out to the watercourse.
And I know it's not necessarily our purview, but I'm curious as to, is that a permitted use?
So it's permitted in the zone. It's
Okay.
it's a special, I think it's a it needs another approval. It needs a special exception or some other approval, but it's allowed. It just needs some permission.
Do they have that permission?
I think they're working on it. This is just the first stop.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think some grease trap separator to replace those double catch basins down here at the 144 would probably be an appropriate response to that application.
I agree.
And it might help to offset the trees that were cut in both areas too. And your applicant knows that he's stopped work on this and he's not cutting any more trees, hopefully, right?
I think he's not even in the country. I could be wrong, but well, I'll let him know when he comes back that he's not allowed to do anything else. We trust me, we've told him, and we tell applicants not to do anything more. But as you know, sometimes they just don't listen. So.
All right. Any other comments, questions from the commission? All right, very good. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Silva.
All right. Have a great
All right.
night. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I need a motion to close new business.
So moved.
Okay, and so moved by
Deacon.
Deacon. Okay, by Rich, seconded by Rich, by Bob Ferrigno. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're good. Greg, did you get a chance to check the September 2nd, 2025 minutes?
You're muted, Greg.
Are they good?
All right, I'm sorry, I had a speaker off. I make a
Okay.
motion to approve the minutes of the Town of Trumbull Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission meeting held on September 2nd, 2025.
Okay, and who's going to second?
Second.
Okay, Rich, okay, seconded by Rich, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, very good. Tatiana and John Mayer. What's October 20, which is a Monday, look like for you for the walk?
Let me pull up the calendar 1 second.
It's fine with me.
I may actually be, there is no school on October 20th. I may be off that day.
About 21st, which is Tuesday.
Right before boards and commissioners dinner? Sure.
I don't know. You tell me. I mean, that's why I'm asking the two of you.
No, I'm
So,
good. I'm good with the 21st. What time would you like?
well, we've got the three of them. Last time we did the two. Is that more convenient, or do we stay with the three?
2 works for us, or whatever you prefer.
All right, we'll do it at 2. And again, I will ask the commissioners, please let us know if you're going to attend. As this way, if it's going to be more than 3, then I split it off to the 2 different engineers. All right. Mr. Deacon, anything happening with P&Z that's going to affect us?
Not to my knowledge, no.
No, nothing. All right. Colleen, anything that has to be discussed that
No,
we're
I'm
good?
good. Thank you. Yep, thank you.
All right. And Mr. Cordone, anything else before we close this meeting?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. As always, I thank you for your time and for your participation.
Sorry, Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman, I apologize. 1 second, quick
I'm
question.
sorry, you just missed. Sorry, go ahead.
17 Applegate, would the commission like to walk it again, including the walk on the
Yeah,
20th?
thank you for that one, because when we went, there were some conditions that had to be met. Thank you for that, Tatiana.
Thanks.
So keep in mind, we're going to add 189 Tashua and Applegate to this too. So it is good that we do this at 2. All right. So if
So
we're
through the
good,
chair, you're doing 5 walks that day? Right?
Yes.
You're doing 207 Tashua, 38 Clover Hill, 101 Merritt Boulevard, 17 Applegate, and 189
Tashua.
yeah,
Tashua.
while we're at 207 Tashua, we'll glance at 189 also.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
you'll be responsible for bringing the snacks, Colleen. It's a lot of
Oh.
walking, you know. I need my energy.
sure, just wait for me. I'll just wait.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All
All
right.
right. If there be no objection, I thank you all, and I move to adjourn. Good night. Good night.